What is up, guys? Paul James here, coming at you with another video. Thanks for stopping by. We're gonna do another fun episode where you guys ask me questions and then I answer them for you live on camera right now. So, before we jump into things, I want to start by asking you guys a question. Two questions actually, and you can let me know by leaving your answer below this video, your answers to them. So, number one, does this stuff interest you? Do you want me to keep doing it? Number two, if I do keep doing it, what should we call this? What should we call these little episodes that I put out to help us all distinguish them? Alright, so just trying to get some ideas flowing, and if you could help me out by answering those two questions in the comments below, and while you're at it, hit the like button, that would be awesome. Alright, so our first question comes in today from Luigi Martinez. He says, "Hi Paul, I've been your follower for quite some time. Quick question, how do you choose the best supplier from Aliexpress?" Alright, so Luigi's obviously looking towards Shopify and doing drop shipping. I'm assuming, Luigi, anyways. Great business model, by the way, I absolutely love it. So how I choose a supplier from Aliexpress is, number one, I do a search for my niche or my keyword that I'm interested in going after. And from there, I normally sort by, there's little sorting features at the top of Aliexpress. I normally like to sort by people who will sell one piece at a time. That'll quickly help you weed out people who aren't gonna do like single transactions. Like if you're drop shipping, you don't wanna be buying in bulk, you wanna buy one item at a time so that you can purchase the item after you get paid from your customer. Tip number two is dependent on the type of shipping that these suppliers offer. So I normally only go for shipping that offers e-packet. And the reason why is because e-packet normally comes within a week and a half to 2 weeks, sometimes even quicker actually. So you know that if you're dealing with someone who offers e-packet shipping, that you're not gonna have much lag time from them shipping it from China over to your customer. So that's also a huge benefit of e-packet. And then lastly, and arguably most important, is just looking at the reviews. The reviews when you're drop shipping are pretty important because usually you're not ordering the item yourself ahead of time to see what the quality is. So reviews can be a pretty good indicator of the quality of the item and if it's gonna be any good. All right, Dean Hill asks, "Paul, just a question, how do you make your WordPress websites secure?" So some basic tips on how to do that is, number one, if you can install it manually, I know it's a pain in the butt, and I tend to use shortcuts like Bluehost, I use their installer, or Softaculous, I'll use their installer sometimes. But if by any means you can install it manually, so that you've done it, you've set up the database yourself, and you've installed it yourself, you can use their famous, I think it's 5-minute install. I have a video on how to do this on my channel. I'll put a link to it over here if you want to go check that out. That'll show you how to install it manually. That's my number one tip first off. Number two is you want to limit login attempts so that if someone is trying to brute force you, like they're trying to constantly try different passwords and username combinations, you'll limit their login attempts and you'll blacklist their IP on your firewall. So I use a plugin called WordFence that does that job for me. There's another plugin that's called Loginizer, which is pretty good too. But WordFence will actually send you notifications, which is pretty nice. So I really quite like that plugin a lot. The other tip is never name your username admin. So if you're creating your website, a lot of people just go straight for admin for their username. I just dropped my phone. I would recommend not to use admin as your username. And then one last tip is keep everything up to date. That's always super important too. When your themes, when your plugins get out of date, the reason why they're usually updating them is because they found a security threat that needs to be updated, something that hackers can use to exploit through that theme or that plugin. So the number one way hackers usually hack into sites is by exploiting an unsecured plugin. So if you don't keep them up to date, you're basically asking for hackers to come in and hack you. All right, this question comes in from Andoy3. He says, "Can you talk about if it's true that over 95% of internet marketers fail and why?" So I don't know whether that statistic is true. Not sure where you heard that from. I wouldn't be surprised that statistic might be true. And I myself have failed many, many times. But the difference between, I think, those who are truly successful is they're not afraid to fail. Like if I fail at something, I don't just give up. I'm not like, I failed at internet marketing, back to McDonald's. That's not my attitude. My attitude is, okay, I failed at this part, I'm gonna try again. because you never know how close you are to really being successful. If you give up after you fail once, twice, 3, 4 times, then you're never really going to know. And I think that the greatest people who are successful in our world, they've probably failed more times than you have. And that's really what the difference is they aren't afraid to keep failing, because they know that although they may have failed 5, 10, 15 times, that 16th time, maybe they make 100 grand, or maybe they make $1 million. So does it matter that they failed 15 to 16 times before that? No, it doesn't. So I don't know if that stat is accurate, or it depends how you look at failure. I would say 100% of internet marketers fail. I would say 100% of everyone fails at stuff that they try. It's just that they push past those failures and eventually succeed. So if you're not failing, you're probably not doing anything. So I'd rather fail at doing something than not do anything at all. All right, we're gonna do one more question in this video, and I do have quite a lot more questions to do. So if you guys like this thing, we'll do another video later on and answer more questions. But this question comes in from Fred Bartholomew. He says, I'm a big fan and customer of yours. Thanks, Fred, I really appreciate that. He says, I love your videos. One question about them. I see some videos you make where you show your face in the lower right-hand corner during the video. How do you do that? So, Fred, the way I do that is by using a screen recording software like Camtasia or ScreenFlow does this. There's a free one called screencast-o-matic.com that does this. And what it allows you to do is it allows you to show your webcam, and you can place it in the lower right-hand corner, or you can place it anywhere you want. But basically, it allows you to talk over your computer screen, and then it'll show your webcam as you're talking, and it syncs it up for you automatically. Very, very cool software. Something that I like to do. I think that it makes videos more entertaining if you can actually see the person while they're showing you something on the computer. All right, guys, thanks again for checking out this video. I hope that you enjoyed this one. Again, comment below, subscribe to my channel. Let me know if you guys like this thing, if you want me to keep doing it. And then number 2, what you think we should call these little episodes where I'm answering questions. All right, guys, later.